Welcome to the Midnight Eclipse Network. You are now watching Make's Tour Diaries, here only on the Midnight Eclipse Media Channel.
What's up, you golf sickos? Welcome to Make's Tour Diaries, where I take you, the viewer, on a journey with me on the virtual golf course here in PGA 2K25. And today, in episode 1, we fly over to California to compete in Early's 1981 World of Golf Society's California Open. Here, we will compete, try to test our skills out on the course, and see how well we can perform within the Highlands League Tour, which is the tour I currently reside in. This is by no means a tutorial. This is for you guys to come along and enjoy the ride with me. Let's get to it. Welcome to hole number 1 here at the beautiful Pasatiempo Golf Course in beautiful California. Listen, hole 1 is laid out beautifully. It has shades of Riviera. My goal on this hole was really just to try to hit the fairway, maybe play it at the right-hand side, let the wind work its way back to the left, and just give ourselves a chance to get to the green. So I hit a beautiful shot. By the way, my name is Make yourself, but you can just call me Make. My caddy, his name is Jinja. You might hear him commentate on some of these holes as we go along. Hole number 1, beautiful shot on the fairway. The green, the way that it's sloped in is very inviting. If you can throw the ball up kind of high and just kind of let the wind take it towards the pin, you're going to leave yourself in a good position about anywhere from 10 to 5 feet in to hopefully drain some putts. And I did just that. Maybe it played it a hair long. And now after reading the break with my caddy, we're lining up for the putt. I just got to hold the line and oh my God, it finally just dropped. Hole 2. Hole 2 is a beautiful dogleg to the right here. You have to be careful of the way the fairway slopes from right to left. You really got to play it on the high side. Just let the ball hit and kind of let it roll its way down and hopefully get a nice flat lie. So after reading the calculations, me and my caddy felt confident on this shot, so I'll let one rip here. Beautiful swing. I've been working on my tempo, and I tell you what, I had miscalculated the wind. Even the caddy looked at me strange because we thought we hit that nail on the head. Just got held up a little bit too high in the air, and it unfortunately hits the lip in this bunker, and this is not what we're looking for. Hopefully my wedge game can come up to play here, and just a beautiful wedge shot for myself. I really appreciated how I came through the ball on that one to get it close to the hole. Short game here is never easy. Ask any professional golfer, any collegiate golfer, any PGA 2K25 golfer. Short game is something that's just really tough and you have to be skillful. Let's see if that pays off in today's round. Here in round 1 in the California Open. Hole number 3 is a bear. It has bunkers surrounding the green, and the way that the green works from north to south, it's elongated and it's elevated towards the pin in today's round. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to really get this golf ball further enough back. So it's going to leave me with a testy, lengthy putt here. I just got to lag it up. And my putter just hasn't been on fire like I want it to be. It's just been kind of hit or miss. And I think I made this. An edge has been burnt. And that's the story of the day so far with my putter. I've been working on a point to really dial it in, and I just haven't had that done. So through 4 holes, I am sitting at a comfortable even par, but I'm really trying to test my skills. Hole 4, an inviting fairway, bunker out to the left. I really don't want to hit that bunker, so I'm going to play it to the right-hand side, let the wind push it towards the middle. And as you can see, I am just practicing my tempo. Me and my caddy have been working with that off the driving range, trying to get it dialed in. Just a nice, smooth shot here. I really enjoyed my swing on this one. Playing it right in the fairway, just like how I like. Trying to miss the bunker on the left. It does. And now it sets us up for a really nice approach shot. Now, the way that the green is funneled towards the front peninsula where that pin is tucked, you really have to have good accuracy. You don't want to be too far left and too far right, and I'm in a weird range where I'm probably going to have to pitch this shot. Now, I love pitches. I practice them every day at home, but it's one thing to do them at home versus on the course, right? And yeah, you know, great contact. I hit the pitch exactly how I wanted to. I just miscalculated, and it just held up in the fairway there. So now it's going to leave me with a basic chip that I just kind of have to make sure I read to get it close. Just kind of play it a little bit further in front. And, you know, again, that's another one. The caddy, my caddy's name is Jinja. He just looks at me and goes, yeah, we misread that one. Guys, listen, when you're chipping like that back on the green, always be aware of the slopes, because that was sloping away from me and I didn't read that. And the putter coming back, yeah, just didn't get a good read. And then the putting coming back again, missed it. Guys, this was heartbreaking for me. I've been really trying to work on my putting, really trying to get it dialed in, and it's just not happening. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet on these and keep pushing, but that is an unforced error in a hole that I was sitting in the fairway and then about, 2-3 feet off from the green. So this next hole is shaped in a weird cross-like form, which probably allows the pin to go in either spot. This pin was tucked to the left-hand side. I really didn't want to challenge the bunkers. So I kind of played for the left-hand side just to hopefully, if I had a bail out right, and I did bail out right towards the middle of the green, hopefully give myself a decent 2-putt at it. Walking up to the green, me and my caddy were talking about that last putt. We just had to get out of our head. Coming up to this one, I felt a little bit more comfortable. Flagged up there. Still, I didn't read the slope like I wanted to, and now I still have a decent putt for a 2-putt, but it's doable. I'm just trying to make sure I line it up. Really, a bunch of these putts are just kind of going in my head. I don't know if you've ever been on the course and staring over your putt, but it can get to your head mentally, even these short ones. So I was very happy to make it. My caddy Ginger was really, gave me a fist bump there and said, nice job, man. Let's get on the next one. So the next hole, beautiful fairway, bunker to the left-hand side. I really don't want to be, and I want to try to aim for the right-hand side. Use the wind to my advantage here. Yeah, and guys, listen, I got stuck coming down on the golf swing, got behind me, and I really, unfortunately, hit a bad shot. It went exactly where I did not want it to go on this, gettable par 5. I'm in the bunker. I'm going to have to just take my medicine and just put it on the fairway. Now, we did think about going for it in 2, but our best option here is just to put it in the fairway and give ourselves a chance. Now, if you guys have noticed, the camera crew did not turn on the sound mic during this filming session, so probably for a good thing. I don't know if you could hear. They said this was a family-friendly show, and all the cussing out there for these frustrations, I probably had to turn that off anyway. So a nice dialed-in shot. I really enjoyed it. I really had to take aim at this pin, just kind of put it in the flat spot of the green, and it was a beautiful shot. I was really happy with it. Executed exactly how I wanted to, just to give myself a nice 10-15 feet out. Let's see, me and my caddy again, we're just kind of talking over putting and just trying to work on my basics. Go back to fundamentals. Think of Cam Smith and how he putts. He always does the same consistent fundamentally things right to make himself one of the best putters in the world. And unfortunately, that ball just slips to the left. I just didn't aim it, but it was a great stroke. I wasn't too upset with it. I did exactly how I wanted to. Unfortunate not to make a birdie on that par 5, but sometimes that's the way it goes. I am not a long hitter by any means. I like to focus on my technical ability with my swing and focus on fairways and greens, but that doesn't always work in my favor. So a beautiful fairway here. I love how this is framed by the giant, beautiful California oak trees on either side. It just puts it in the good perspective for you to kind of hit a nice drive. You don't want to leak it to the right. Now, me and my caddy Ginger were talking about, should we lay up here or should we actually push the ball towards the green? And in most cases, statistically, you probably want to go ahead and try to push that ball towards the green. And so we went with the driver here. So I just want to make sure I don't have to hit it hard. I don't have to be forceful with it. I just want a smooth takeaway and a smooth follow through to really just make sure I get that consistent strike on the ball. I don't want to be quick with it. I don't want to get the club stuck behind me. I really just want a nice, beautiful shaping shot just to put it left of the bunker in the fairway. And it felt good. I mean, I remember going through that swing in my head and I was like, yeah, that's money right there. That's money all day. Now, unfortunately, when we walked up to the golf ball, it wasn't in the bunker like I originally thought. It was on the edge of the lip. And guys, this is probably one of the hardest shots I've ever hit in my life. And any pro would tell you this is probably one of the hardest shots. Now listen, it is no excuse for me to unfortunately blade a shot like that over the green. The wedge came down and caught the edge of the bunker just slightly, and it bladed it right across. And this is an example where, again, you just have to mentally take your medicine, bite the bullet, get back on the green, and just give yourself a putt. And that's what I thankfully was able to do out of the second bunker, just try to get in a flat spot. If I can get this on a good line with a smooth enough stroke, it should have a chance to fall in. Yeah, and again, it's just something I've been working on. 8 point back at home, trying to figure out if I can just get the putter on the same path. And God, I tell you what, another lip, it just burns the edge. These greens have made a mess of me so far, and I just can't seem to figure them out. 3 over. So far into the round is not ideal. It's not where I wanted to be, but there are scoreable holes. So hole number 8, it sets up pretty nice for iron here, that you really just need to make sure you don't leave yourself too short, because the green slopes from back to front. So you have to get it at least pin high. Left or right won't matter too much. So I'm just trying to dial it in, just making sure I at least get it pin high. Yeah, I hit it well. I thought I hit exactly the way I wanted to. And staring from the tee box, I could just see the ball hit. And instead of jumping forward, it catches the slope and moves its way back. Now here, again, it's still pretty steeply up to the pin. So, I got to make sure I get it there. And guys, I just remember this putt. And it was probably one of the worst putts I've ever hit in my life. To an extent, I wanted to get it back there. I knew I had to hit it with all my might. Got to hit it with my purse and make sure I really hold the line. And let's see if we can't maybe get it close. Yeah, and I did not hit it with my purse. I barely hit it with my toe. And now we're in some trouble. I got to get out of the way. And listen, any professional will tell you that is not what you want to see, guys. At this moment, I was pretty devastated going forward.
You're watching Makes Tour Diaries, only on the Midnight Eclipse Network, proudly partnered with Rogue Energy.
Ready to go rogue? Whether you're crushing a rank, grinding late-night sessions, or vibing with the squad, Rogue Energy has your back. No sugar, no crash. Just clean energy, laser focus, and flavors that slap. I've been using Rogue every stream, and it's seriously a game changer. If you're tired of feeling tired, this is your sign. Grab yours now and use code MEMedia for 10% off. Support the stream, fuel your grind, and let's level up together. Rogue Energy.
Well, I made my way back across to the walk of shame to get back to my ball, and I knew I just had to nut up and shut up, and delivered a beautiful, probably one of the best pitches I've hit in a long time. Knowing I had to get it back near the hole, I couldn't leave it back on the slope for a near disaster. Again, guys, that golf ball went right off the green with a putt. I mean, I just couldn't get it up this slope for whatever reason. Thought I had the distance control, I did not. But I was happy with the pitch. At this point in the round, I could tell you my mental state was not very good. Some clubs probably would have been flying or hitting my golf bag, and it's not what I expect out of myself. And my caddy knows that. He's trying to give me some confidence and words of wisdom. And the thing about golf is that you have to step up and hit the next shot. And here I did that. I hit it back in the fairway, just trying to get myself another look to right the wrong. You just have to continue to push on. This green was well protected by the bunkers in front, though, so I really had to make sure I had to get it back. I couldn't leave myself short. I had to fill out, once again, some good distance control, and I'm currently using my 5-wood just to make sure I get distance. Well, and I tell you, it just wasn't the round for me. I thought I had the distance. I thought the wind might help me push it to the right, and it gets caught again in the lip of the bunker. Now I have a very hard wedge shot. This is probably just a wall of sand that I have to hit over just to try to get it up there. I'm going to try to put some power into this one, try to swing a little bit quick, and just hopefully get this thing close to the hole. Anywhere within 5-6 feet, I'm going to be ecstatic with. So I'm just trying to work on my technique, really trying to make sure I get that caught very well. Yeah, and that's the definition of not catching it well. At the time, I just remember just being so frustrated. I just threw my wedge to their caddy and didn't even think about it. Yeah, here we are, trying to just make amends here, and it's just not working out. Trying to get a chip back up towards the hole, and I just, lightly. At this point, you're kind of seeing red. Your head's spinning. It's probably a little fuzzy, probably a little blurry. I remember just thinking to myself, why did I fly all the way to California for the California Open to compete if I'm just barely surviving out here? And to be fair, the greens were more challenging than I anticipated. But yeah, so hole 10, after, trying to calm myself down, my caddy took me aside and tried to get some good words for me. We just had to get something in place. So I just wanted a smooth shot. I didn't want to think about what the worst outcomes could be. I just wanted to put it on the fairway and hope it holds. Again, right before coming up the tee box, me and my caddy had a really good discussion. And he just told me, listen, man, just keep your head up. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep grinding. Let's see what we can happen. So not the best swing I've ever had. Just trying to get over my frustrations here, but it was good enough to put it right in the fairway. I mean, it was good calculations by me and my caddy. Now we have the long ways to the green. Now I really wanted to pull it to the right-hand side a little bit and try not to go left and just get myself on the green and not be in a bunker. And thank God, I just hit it towards the right, try to maybe cut it back in the green, and it hit right in the middle. So happy with it. Just trying to lag it back up towards the hole. Pretty decent lag there. Speed control as well. At the time, I wasn't feeling it. Obviously, 5 over through hole 10 is not where you want to be in tournaments. So Not exactly the story I was hoping with the camera crew filming me for the first time. Maybe some nerves, but and again, you just stand over these putts for so long, it gets to you mentally, and you have to be able to sometimes step away, take a breath, calm yourself down, and go back to the putt and try to make something happen. Yeah, and thankfully I was able to roll that one in, so I was okay with that. Not what I wanted, but fairway, green, 2-putt. Let's keep on moving. Hole 11 was an interesting hole. I actually liked the way that it shaped up. Fairway to the right, but also a split fairway towards the left you could utilize. In round 1, I didn't go left. Spoiler alert, in round 2, I did go left side. It worked out fine, but in this round, I really wanted to try just the right-hand side. It was going to be a safer play, playing it with the wind. And a lot of times, guys, when I play, whether here and virtually or on the golf course, I always try to play with the wind. I very rarely play against it. I try to work with as much of the elements given to me as much as possible. And I tend to play pretty well for that matter, but that says the guy sitting at 5 over, so I don't know. Maybe I should play against him more often. Yeah, I strapped it right down the fairway. The ball was sloping, above my feet, which is going to make this shot a little difficult. So after some time with the caddy, we decided to go with a shot we felt comfortable with. I did not want this ball to work to the right. Thankfully, the slope's going to help me in this instance, even with a little bit of the wind blowing from the left. I just wanted to feel confident again. I wanted my swing to feel normal. I wanted it to feel confident and to go out there and rip a good shot. Listen, I pushed it there. It wasn't my best shot, but I tell you what, it's probably about 2 to 3 feet of being one of the best shots of the day. And, that's the story. That's kind of the story of this golf course, talking with a caddy. The greens are so severe. You have to be able to hit it in those landing zones. And if you don't, it's just going to slope off, and you have to be able to fight against them. It's tough. So I'm just thinking about that with this next shot. Going to try to flop it back over the slope to hopefully give myself a chance at staying up on the plateau. Easier said than done, especially the way my short game has been recently. Yeah, pretty well executed. Oh, just flew it just a couple inches behind the hole. Was able to stop for me though. Now it's going to slip back towards the hole. Just let's get some good speed. Let's hope it drops. And it just, again, burns another lip. I just can't read the greens today. And that's going to be another bogey here at number 11. So as you can see, we're downsliding pretty hard. We are at 6 over par here in the California Open, and it hasn't been pretty, guys. It's been blurry and fuzzy in my head, and I'm just trying to fight through it. And that's all I can do, talking with my caddy. In these moments, you can't, as much as it feels like you want to walk off this golf course and throw your clubs and never play again, you just have to bite the bullet, buckle up, and see what we can do. So on this hole, beautiful dogleg right to left. You have to make sure you just kind of play a little bit further on the right-hand side, just the way the fairway kind of funnels back to the side. And I was happy to get that in the fairway. It held on to the short stuff, and now I just got to get it on the green. It's a little bit more of a confident swing, a little bit of a closed blade coming through, but I was really happy with it. Again, just leaving myself about 10-15 feet away from the cup just to give myself a chance. And at a moment right now where I'm 6 over par, chances are all I can hold on to. It's just rolling. Is it going to make it? And it burns the left edge again. And that's probably going to be written on my tombstone by the end of this round. I mean, I've probably burned 5-6 edges at this point. And yeah, would have helped that much. I may not be 6 over, or maybe at least like 3 over. So at this point, trying to stay hydrated, eat some snacks, going up to the tee box, trying to keep my confidence and my just head in the game, because mentally I'm not there. Mentally I'm checked out, talking to my caddy, trying to do everything I can to keep the wheels somewhat on this playthrough. And on hole 13, it spaces out to the left-hand side. So this is actually like an interesting hole that you can actually take advantage of from the other fairway. The way that the green is nestled in those bunkers, I felt more confident trying to land this ball on the other fairway and give myself a good angle towards this pin. I didn't like how the normal fairway of this hole kind of feeds into the bunkers. So here, me and my caddy were just trying to figure out the distance control on this one, trying to play it high into the wind, just kind of let it knock it down a little bit and hopefully get it back in the short stuff for an opportunity to go for this green. And I mean, guys, this is probably one of my favorite shots of the round. I was able to hit it exactly how I wanted. Wind killed it for me beautifully in the short stuff. And now, you know, I have an opportunity to get somewhat close to this pin. Now, after talking with the caddy, he's like, just move it, just kind of use the tree line to your advantage as like a wall. So just kind of shave a little baby cut off the branches to the left, let the wind work its way back, and you should, you know, be within 5-10 feet. And, you know, that's exactly what I did, except I overshot it. Probably by a good 5 to 6 feet there. And that's, again, mentally, I was checked out. You know, walking up to that chip, I didn't check the slope behind the pin. I walked up to it, you know, just thinking, well, shit, I should have had this near the hole. And you know what? I'm just compounding mental errors. And right now I'm fighting for a par, and I'm about, you know, 30 plus feet out. So I just have to take what's given to me at this point and to keep rolling. Yeah, I mean, speed control there is the best of the day. You know, I'm able to bounce back with some of these good shots after making mental errors, but that's not going to help me in this tournament. Looking at 7 over, you know, do I have any chance? Do I have any ability to fight back in me? Because I still have tomorrow's round we have to play. So, hole 14's coming up. We have to figure out, let's just put a good ball in the fairway. And this one was specifically interesting because of the goalies in the fairway. Not my favorite design in the world. It's just kind of reads to me unfortunate for good shots. You really just want to play it on the right hand side of the plateau. All right, this green was very well surrounded by the bunkers on the front side that defended the wall. And the way that the wind was blowing, the way that the green angled away from me, there was no way I was going to try to test those bunkers. I really just wanted to play it on the left-hand side of the green to somewhat get it on the fringe. And I executed the best shot I've ever hit probably in 2 weeks, including last week's tournament. And yeah, it did exactly what I wanted to do. I knew it wasn't going to be close to the hole, but I at least wanted it to be not in the bunker or somewhere crazy where I can just compound mental mistakes more and more. Trying to keep myself in this as best I can. So after some time, me and my caddy were lining up the putt, coming off the fringe. It just took a little bit of a bounce off the fringe. And guys, again, I can't underestimate how many left outs we've had so far. I think I saw my caddy just throw the bag down and disarray because it was just shocking. I don't think I've ever had that many lip outs in my life. And here we are with probably about, what hole is this? I think we're at 15. So yeah, 10 lip outs out of 15 holes. Par 3, you have to judge it right. Let's just try to get the distance control going. I threw it up in the air and I felt really good about it. And for whatever reason, the ball didn't feel good about me because it decided to go take a vacation on the beach. Just caught the lip, fell back in. I'm just trying to keep the wheels on my head, the wheels on my swing. Let's just try to make this an up and down shot as best we can. Yeah, and honestly, from that position, I was okay with it. It's not the best bunker shot I've ever hit, but it's not the worst. But obviously, I didn't skull it across the green, so leaving myself for a chance to at least do something. But at this point, my hope is kind of dwindling. You know, I'm just not in a good spot, but maybe there's a bright spot. And it's the best putt I've ever hit. Just making those putts, I know it wasn't up and down for a par. It wasn't a birdie, it wasn't an eagle. But to me, personally, it felt like a weight had been lifted. I felt a little bit more free. And that's what I needed. Yeah, hole 16, a dogleg to the left fairway that kind of feeds back towards the right a little bit with the green. You just got to make sure, again, you just got to hit the fairway and not let it slope down towards the rough. Easier said than done. I just got to make sure I'm confident with my swing. I'm comfortable with where I'm at. Yeah, you know, I've had a couple of these swings today, and it's not the best thing in the world, and it's not the worst thing in the world. It's a little bit of a, I call it like a pull slide, or just a little bit of a baby slice. All right, on the fairway, this green is probably the worst green on the course, and also the most challenging because there is no question you have to get it on the top tier. If you don't, it's lights out and you're going to be struggling. You have to get it on the top tier. Me and my caddy actually probably spent about a good 15 minutes looking over this ball, you know, trying to talk about what's the wind going to do, how's the grass going to affect it, you know, how's my swing going to feel when I impact the golf ball. And I'm going to tell you something, butter. Oh, I felt so good. I just had to make sure I had the distance right. And staring at it from the fairway, I can tell you my heart stopped, thinking it was going to roll back, and it just doesn't. And I don't know how, but I walked up to the putt feeling like the best thing in the world, despite being at that moment, you know, 7 over par. I walked up to it and felt confident and rolled it in. So now I'm 6 over, you know, an awful round, going into hole 17. The fairway slopes from left to right pretty severely. And the thing about these fairways that slope that severe is that the landing zones become much tighter. Me and my caddy were talking about, well, let's just aim it off of the left-hand tree, just kind of shade the limbs off a little bit and let the wind carry us back. And it should nestle somewhere in the bottom tier of the fairway if it's sloping from left to right. So always play it further higher up than you think, because it's always going to roll back down the hill. Yeah, not the best swing, but I played it high enough to where I felt confident in it. And I wasn't sure. Standing on the tee box, I thought I had a decent shot. I saw the ball run, and I thought it was either going to be in the short, light rough or fairway, and thankfully it was in the fairway. So a beautiful little green. I actually like the way this one looks. It's a little long, but it's not too slopey. It allows you to kind of play it comfortably a little bit further to the left. Your eyes want to visually almost want to push it further left just because of how it looks from the fairway. But, you know, of course, the ball's below your feet, so it is going to move to the right. So you do got to aim it a little bit further left than what you think. And then just make sure you just kind of throw it up high enough, but further enough to make it sit. Yeah, very well executed shot. I really enjoyed how I was able to really consistently execute that one. So next up was the putting. And, you know, I'm feeling pretty good at this point, despite being 6 over. So I'm just trying to line up my putt, trying to get my strokes in. And let's see if we can't maybe get something rolling. Yeah, and this time, you know, I just missed on the high side, which I don't think I've ever missed on the high side for this round. So my caddy kind of stared at me. I remember talking to him about this one after the round, and he was like, hey, remember that one that you missed on the right-hand side? on the high side, and I go, yeah. He's like, how did that happen? I go, I have no idea. I think I just pushed it and just kind of hit it a little too hard off the brake, but what a round, guys. What a round so far. I'm just happy I'm still in the course here in California. 18, just a bear of a hole. At this point, guys, I really was just thinking, anywhere on the green. Just has to be high enough to where it's not sloping off the green and back into the unknown. So I'm a little shaky, I'm a little nervous. Again, I took a while to really read this one. I really wanted to make sure I had the calculations as dialed as I could with my caddy. And he said, bet. One of the best swings I've hit today. And I knew it was going to be decent. Yeah. After a round like today, when you're sitting at 6 over, to hit the green on 18, at this point I'm staring at it because I can't even believe it's still on the green. I thought it probably would roll off as the day has went. But the stress just kind of eased away, knowing I just have a 2-putt par just to get into the house, at 6 over, which is not good by any means. But for me right now, is all I could ask for. I mean, this was the start of a very tough California Open. Guys, I didn't play my best, but I tried to go out there, and mentally, it probably was my best match I've ever had, mentally. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Round 2, 5 over. I ended up being about 11 over for the tournament. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you watched all the way through, I really do appreciate it. My name is Make Yourself. Makes Tour Diaries will be a weekly episode, so make sure you like and subscribe and tune in for every single episode. It could be good rounds, could be bad rounds. Either way, I'm here for you guys. I hope you all enjoy. Go check out early 1981's World of Golf Society, and I'll see y'all swinging next week.
Thank you for watching Makes Tour Diaries, here only on the Midnight Eclipse Network and YouTube channel. Make sure to join us next week for more episodes, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more shows.